Hello everybody, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting Link to the Past Randomizer Crosskeys Tournament 2023. We got the quarterfinals game 1 for you today between Schulzer and WallKicks. Commentating for us we have Excalibur and Tracy M, and tracking are Shasta and Windfox. Say hello everybody.
Hello everybody. I'm glad to be here. Always great to see the playoffs. By this point in the tournament, you could sort of rely on the fact that these guys are going to get it done in about 2 hours. Going to get just about everything done in that time, and it's the difference between is it going to go well or is it going to go really well. How are you this evening, Tracy?
I'm doing great. I know you all watching can't see this, but we're looking at WallKicks' setup, and he says no tracker because who needs it? I think he is using a map tracker, but he's definitely apparently not using an item tracker because I guess he's only got one monitor for some reason. And Schulzer's like, I always have one monitor. We're even now, so you know. Should be a fun race between these two great players, though.
I've tried running a tracker and Link to the Past on only a laptop monitor, and that's not a great idea. So
no, it's not a lot of space there.
But fortunately, I got the big screen out tonight, so we can see everything in all its glory. What do you want to handicap this race going into it?
I mean, WallKicks is kind of known for being pretty good at crosskeys. Schulzer just a good player all around. I don't know. I think it's gonna be. I'm not sure I can pick a favorite. Honestly, I know I'm being all wishy-washy, but
so historically, I think Schulzer, a couple of years ago, was worse on execution and crosskeys than some of the other top players, but his routing skills were excellent. I think his execution got better over time.
Sure.
But there was a while when. He often did well in races just by going to the right places, or rather linking together key checks in an efficient way.
Mm-hmm. All right, two very different starts we see. First of all, we have the Sank start in the Dark World, which is always interesting. WallKicks doing the more traditional, let's get some money Houlihan route, and Schulzer showing off. I didn't even see what was on that pyramid ledge, but judging by the fact that he didn't pick it up, I'm going to say it was nothing.
It was $5 or something equally unimpressive. I just had resyncing, so I've just seen Schulzer restart at Link's house a couple of times, so hopefully that's not what actually happened. Interestingly, going straight to CAC after the Dark World's next start. So I know some people are going to hate this, even with these 50-50 bushes here, getting to Kakariko without... Oh, sorry, it was $300 the pyramid. That's why it's for $300.
He did pick it up. Okay, I missed that he picked it up. Meanwhile, that looks like a magic bat over there at the useless fairy drop down, and WallKicks, going ahead and gonna go do that Houlihan play. Immediate connector for Schulzer. Ooh, immediate Death Mountain. Yeah, that's spicy.
That's an interesting place for your sort of very first place on the map. So it's a minute and 35 in, and Schulzer's already on Death Mountain, and WallKicks is just finishing his like de facto do it every time start.
Yeah, so. and this will be especially interesting. I personally cannot do the Dark Cave to rescue the old man without something, and this will be without anything. You can farm some bombs here and use those as placement. That's not too bad.
I mean, this is an excellent, or it's a fine bomb farm. So apparently not interested.
We grabbed the one for sure. You grabbed the magic, which is nice. Nothing on Lake Hylia. We get a Skull Woods.
The back of Skull Woods on WallKicks' side.
We'll get the item and leave because we need a bunch of things before we can actually go to the back and kill Moth here.
Yeah, this is just one of the most inconvenient item caves in the game at the moment.
It sure is. Meanwhile, Schulzer is going to go ahead and do this dark cave.
He's going to go rescue an old man in the dark, because, if you haven't figured out how to do that, you're not getting this far in the Crosskeys tournament.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by people that can just do this with literally nothing.
Yep. Practice.
Yeah. And there it is. There's the old man. Oh, he's even in his vanilla spot. Like, how cute. And a sword! Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, my stream's way behind. I mean, it's a good thing to get from an old man. chicken house. Hopefully that bomb was worth it. Nope. And Wally's off to Eastern area, which people often put off a lot more than this. But
Yeah, I mean, the one nice thing about this area is, of course, that you can, you're guaranteed to be able to do all the things here. There's no bomb spots, and we get Cargo Castle from Schulzer. And we saw the other end of Spec Rock Cave, which is nice to find, because now when you see that connector, you can just ignore it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, finding the exits of the exit onlys is a nice tick off, but you'd still rather not, right?
Mm. Okay, Schulzer going to steal the key in Hyrule Castle. I'm not a huge fan in this scenario because the way to get to the back logically might end up being he'll check these connectors first, but the way to get back may just be
no, he won't.
Yeah, he won't be going back in because unless the glove is right here. But yeah, the point being that the only way to put that in logic is the small key. But the small key then also gets you the back. But if there's something important in the basement, you're now forced to find the small key. And if there's nothing in the back, you just wasted the time doing that. Whereas if it's the other way around, you don't want to climb GT, but at least that's a thing that you can do. Oh, it was 300 rupees in the sanctuary chest.
I do think there's a non-trivial chance, though now he's of course been booted elsewhere, but that he safe sums the key if there's nothing in the back.
Yeah, I am a fan of whichever one you want to do, doing a safe scum to it. But it hurts when you try and do that. And if it's the back that you want to save scum and there's something there, it's hard to reset. I do recall a race I called once where, wow, shoulders just keep finding more and more connectors.
And Schulzer is a fan of diving connectors, though he's now found.
Yeah, find out where they go. I like it.
And he's already found Death Mountain and Misery Mire, right?
Yep.
Which are two of the
two biggies,
most useful places to get to. Unfortunately for him, this one has chests in it. So,
and to get back to the race I was talking about, the basement had the hook shot, and the back had the mitts. The mitts end up being completely not required, and the hook shot player never got them. So, mitts being that weird item in Crosskeys that honestly, if you just never see them, is absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 4 or 5 entrances that absolutely require mitts.
Yep, so. Not very many, and the mitts might get you a few entrances earlier, but not. Eventually, you get them anyway. And now we're in the Dark World. No Moon Pearl, so not a whole lot we can do here. That is quite the connection chain for the Dark World. Let's hope that isn't the only way to get here.
Yeah, probably not, but. And this might mean that Schulzer has to give up on this and walk back to Kakariko. Or Ganon Tower. So let's do some Dungeon Bunny revival.
Yeah, and I like Ganon Tower is kind of a nice one because you could scout this item that's a flute that you can't get right now anyway, even if you weren't a bunny. Take the death, and now you can go get the 2 items on the right side.
But I suspect that you're reasonably aggressively coming back here as soon as you have a pair of boots. So.
Oh, for sure. And a Moon Pearl. Well, no. You can come back here without the Moon Pearl. You don't need the Moon Pearl. You're right.
You are willing to break logic for that there flute.
Yeah. I mean, flute's, again, another one of those items that often is not required, and it's probably not hard required this season since we found connections to all the things the flute gives us, but it sure is convenient.
Yes. All right, let's see where the old man lives. I don't know. Clearly, we checked the front of the old man already. I missed it.
Let's see what the back holds.
WallKicks getting unlucky on the 50-50 bushes. Always
He's got 8 bombs.
Sure, but he was...
I would feel much worse for him if he didn't have 8 bombs. I mean, 8 bombs, the big thing at this early stage is you want the ability to do mini Moldorm Cave, and 8 bombs is more than enough to do that.
Yep. All right, so Wally is making the opposite choice and actually going into Kakariko. Sees Blue Cane on the other entrance to Spec Rock, so
Somewhat
know someday.
interesting. Not completely interesting. Bottle on the race game, which by the time we get there probably won't be relevant.
Hopefully. I missed where the back old man was. I was busy looking at WallKicks being unlucky with 50-50 bushes.
Yeah, me too. He is on Dark Death Mountain now, so
that was through a connector. And unfortunately, Schulzer's map tracker doesn't have the connectors big enough that I can see them.
Yeah, I don't think
looking over his shoulder. So
yeah, I don't see him either. Top of East Death Mountain. Says chat.
Thanks, chat. It's actually a fine place for it.
Yeah, I like it.
I expect that to be taken a couple times. And Schulzer doing the thing that people often do before Eastern, which is the castle.
Yep. You get a drop down here that might be something useful. It's nicer to go here if you already know that this isn't Ganon, but if you know it's, because then you can just do the drop down. But we don't know that. It is the useless fairy, so it's not going to matter. We're just never going to come back for that.
Yeah, he's seen a fair number of the drop downs and hasn't seen Ganon, so not just YOLOing into the drop is reasonable. But I kind of like that plan. Like, I think people don't do that enough. Let's put it that way.
All right, so far not a whole lot in Kakariko for WallKicks. We saw the sick kid, but no bottle. At least no bottle we can actually pick up.
Seeing one on the race game, like, god damn it.
I know, right? Lumberjack, I think that was a compass? Whatever it is, we're not coming back for it, I don't think.
And Schulzer off to... I doubt we'll see a Houlihan here, but at least off this part of the world.
6-pound mini molder. Ooh. 6-pound mini... Ooh. I was about to say should be fine, but we missed on the first two, so that's not a good start. Oh, this is very bad. Nope, well, this is not. Yeah, we're down to. Oh, we have to hit exactly. Oh, yep. So close. That lower roll dome was a little bit too low for Wally. Oh no.
That's trolly, but it's still. I don't know. I know why he did it. There's a bunch of items in there, but.
He's got enough. Yeah, he has enough money that he can buy bombs. He finds a shop, and he has seen a shop, but I don't know if it was in this area, or he can get 3 off the bottle vendor. But that's still 4 is tight. You got to hit with 3 of them. Double hit with the 1. There's Swamp Palace. Nothing we can do there. Ooh, a hammer and a drop down. I'm not sure what this drop down was, but it's it is the uncle drop down.
Schulzer looks very happy about that.
Yes, very happy.
Has both a sword and a hammer 11 minutes in.
That's really nice.
Pretty good. I think this is Sank drop.
Yes. That's a pretty decent one for the uncle to show up because, again, it's one of those where you can't get to it right away. I like that. My favorite is have that at the Lumberjack because then you just never have to worry about Aga 1. My least favorite spot for that is behind Aga 2, because then you don't get the free check ever. Like, you just 2 items just behind the climb that you have no other way of getting.
Yep. I actually think that it's quite good for Schulzer that was at Sank, because people often put, unless, process of elimination gets them to walk the front of WallKicks is mine. Yep. People put off that check until they can get in there. And so it's likely to be a low priority check for WallKicks. He might end this route there if he doesn't get distracted by a connector. This looks like distracted by a connector.
Yeah, he did pick up a Skullwood's Big Key, which, is kind of a fetch quest, but at least you're going to be able to get it. You'll be able to get the big chest item when you're there for the first time, so as long as you're getting that big key before it's left as a by itself fetch quest. Hey, there's a bottle in Hera for Schulzer. And WallKicks in Eastern.
WallKicks diving Eastern with nothing much. I am surprised.
Oh, gets a sword.
Gets paid.
Yeah, that's good.
apparently we're not seeing any really slow boss fights today, because that's 2 swords and a hammer that they're basically all going to trip over before they get to anything meaningful.
And whether or not WallKicks can do the old man rescue in the dark now is irrelevant. He'll have the sword, and everybody can do it with the sword. So
he can do it in the dark. But you see the contrast between the sort of connector first, and especially given where the starts were, and the sort of breadth first search that these guys are doing. Though I am frankly astonished to see WallKicks do an Eastern dive at this point.
No, he did get some powder out of it, and we find the well in the woods. Drop down.
I think.
Is that an Ice Palace big key? Yeah, Ice Palace big key.
And the Eastern Palace map. Woo!
When Schulzer gets in there, he'll know whether it's a pendant or a crystal. Yay!
The Feast Town Small is actually a thing, as is the shovel. Well, it's one more thing.
Yeah. Feast Town Small, another one of those nice to haves before you actually do the dungeon.
Yep.
Especially with hammer. What are we? Okay, we have one more check-in.
Yeah, we got to go the long way around and do this last check.
Yeah. And this is the easiest dark room in the game, in my opinion, so no worries here.
Yeah. Schulzer finds the 3rd way into Hyrule Castle, which is... He thought about it for a second, given that he has the key, but decided to continue.
Yeah, I think WallKicks may very well find his way to Death Mountain with that Hyrule Castle connector. This was the Skullwoods one? Yeah, that's the Skullwoods key.
And Schulzer hasn't found, and I think won't for a while find the back of Skullwoods. But when he does, he can beat himself up a moth.
No, not with the big key. Big key.
Oh yeah.
You need a small key for that. You need a small key and a fire source. Logically, you need the fire rod, but most players, if it's a crystal, will just do it with the lamp. If it's a pendant, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah. They found the 2 least exciting big keys. Maybe not quite. But close.
I mean...
Alright. Attempt number 2 at Mini Moldorm Cave.
The Ice Palace...
sword technologies.
The Ice Palace big key at least has logical implications. Like, the Skullwoods is literally a fetch quest.
Yeah. Alright. Compass. Map.
Ice
Blue rod.
Okay, the only significant item is the ice rod, which we don't know yet if that's even required. Always better to have it than not have it, though.
I mean, still not a very hypey place to be.
Nope.
And here's WallKicks, I think, off to take a connector. Yep. This is the connector to Death Mountain. So.
Oh, he's gonna find it this way.
I'm vaguely surprised it's the first connector he's choosing to dive, but
I mean, it is a quick one.
Yeah. Well, he had to walk 2 screens to get to it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's gone north yet. So
he hasn't. No.
I'm a little surprised you don't just go north and check that first, if you're not prioritizing connectors to begin with. But he's gonna find Hyrule Castle, and I'll get him more information. It's a kid, just a heart piece. Gets him a full heart, though. That's nice.
Is it?
I mean, we don't have a male upgrade yet. It's fine.
Well, yeah, but I... and Schulzer going straight into Eastern, so...
so he'll get the powder, too.
Not going to lose any relative time here. And Schulzer immediately drops off his fairy so he doesn't accidentally fairy revival.
Yeah,
we learned
that's
that Eastern,
nice.
We learned that Eastern is a pendant.
So he probably, I don't think our runners are going to have to come back. Which is nice if it's a pendant. So you just get your 4 items and you go. The only thing interesting here was, oh no, the powder was in Hera, I guess?
No, it's in here. Oh, yeah. You may have been looking at one runner and talking about the other runner.
Yeah, because Schulzer is marked as having it. I thought it was, they were in the dungeons at the same time.
Apparently powder's in Lost Woods, so... I have no idea what you saw that you thought was a powder for WallKicks. And WallKicks also picking up the Master Sword. So.
Nope, I have no idea. I don't think. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything in here.
Yeah, bombs don't even come in a bag in this game. So.
That would have been a nice refill for WallKicks
Yes.
down to 1 heart.
I mean, yeah.
Not exactly. Yeah, this is a terrible spot to be on Death Mountain with just 1 heart.
Yeah, have to be a little bit more careful than usual.
Yep.
Not just take some cabbages to the face.
Should be fine now. Oh yeah, now he can just take a death here in Hyrule Castle and get 3 hearts back. So
yeah.
We'll see what he does here.
Yeah.
To see if he'll steal the key. No, he's got the Hyrule Castle small, so he just does it. I didn't even realize he'd gotten that.
Me neither. So
It wouldn't surprise me if he just goes all the way to the back with that.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that that's the from the front is the only way to get to the back. So does pick up a heart there just in case of accidental darts.
You are going to get some new things over here.
Apparently, the Hyrule Castle Small was in Waterfall Cave at Agina.
Hmm.
And Schulzer taking a Death Warp, and, which we will see soon on the other side as well. So Schulzer at least hoping never to go back there ever again.
I mean, they're both hoping to never go back there again, but Schulzer really hoping because he knows it's a pendant.
Yeah. Yes, I guess.
Hey, see, there's the use of the ice rod, by the way.
I didn't say it was useless. You're the one that was being... Oh, and a glove at the bottom of Hyrule Castle.
That's interesting.
That's potentially problematic for Schulzer. And that's not how you do that part. There we go.
Yeah, having the Master Sword here definitely makes this a lot easier. Honestly, could just use the Ether Medallion and just do this really fast.
Yeah. I agree. And it's not like you're going to use your magic for a ton of other things. Other than, I guess, than this ice rod.
Yeah.
Alright. So, WallKicks has glove, Schulzer has hammer. Which one would you rather have?
I think I'd rather have the glove just because of the exploration. We're getting to the point where you're going to have to start going to places where if you don't have a glove, you're leaving entrances behind, which kind of sucks.
Yep. And we already have 2 swords, right? Like, in a low weapons game, the hammer is nice to have, but this ain't that game.
Yeah. And Schulzer hasn't seen the other side of this connector, but does just decide not to take it. Maybe he wants to scout race game first for that bottle that now we know we'll never pick up because the runners have. Actually, wait a minute. WallKicks hasn't found the bottle with the fairy yet, but probably still will get that before finding access to race game. So. Yeah,
unless he gets spat out at race game at a connector that nobody's taken yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So Schulzer walking
shovel
to the shovel spot.
Yeah.
I guess that's as efficient a way as any to get here, but all right, back of escape, plastic sword, health refill,
a whole lot
10
of
arrows.
Okay. Oh, maybe Schulzer might walk back.
Are you
for
really
the connector,
gonna
but...
death warp on quarter heart rats? Jeez,
that's
a terrible health refill for WallKicks.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
20 hits. Oh.
I don't know that this is necessarily faster than just walking back to get the connectors.
You can't walk back.
No, you can. There's the spot. Oh, if he wants to do more of the mountain, yeah, he'd have to do the. He'd have to get back up there again. Which I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
No, yeah, but jeez.
I know, right? It's just all bad.
I enjoy the we have bombs. Let's just kill ourselves more actively.
Uh, 20 rupees on the bat.
Yeah, but ticked off
20
on the to-do list.
It's ticked off, and you're 20 rupees closer to Zora. Woohoo!
Yeah. WallKicks also getting spat out at the ice rod area, which
And needs a bomb. Oh boy!
oh, no.
Oh god! Oh, he gets
lucky.
one.
Sometimes the game giveth, and of course, WallKicks can get back in there.
Okay, this hammer. You know, now that we see.
Oh, right,
just a 20-buck Mimic Cave. Now, Schulzer will never have to go back there. WallKicks has that as a loose square.
The WallKicks, of course, could have picked up the rock and gone back in, but is choosing to go for a walk. I assume to fake flipper?
Yeah, it doesn't quite have Zora money, though, so I'd be more of a fan of this if he did.
Yeah. We could be pulling this way.
Okay.
Up to the, yeah. I like this.
Yeah, I like this too. Go back to the north part of the light world. And save the Zora stuff, etc. for later.
Yeah. Did WallKicks rescue the old man? And if he didn't, why didn't he go back to the mountain? Okay.
He did.
You're right. He has two.
Because he has the sword.
All right. Schulzer in one of the most inconvenient item caves in the game. If we recall from earlier, this is nothing interesting.
At least it's a quick death orb.
Yeah, the killing yourselves on evil mummies is much more effective than trying to do it with rats.
Yep.
I haven't seen either runner check the hoarder crabs, to be honest. But
all right, here's Tower of Hera for WallKicks.
Oh, Schulzer has actual flippers. I was like, did he do super fancy fake flipper setup in a hurry? But no, just
no money though, so won't be able to pay Zora off.
Yeah.
There's that fairy in a bottle for WallKicks.
Spiral cave with the waterfall.
He'll scout the item here, and if it's nothing, well, either way, you just come back for Spiral Cave. You just hope this is nothing, so it's a little quicker.
Yeah, it still feels bad.
Yeah,
all right, and straight back. If something's on Zora, Schulzer's abandoning it basically forever. WallKicks finally gets his powder. And let's go for a long walk. I don't believe we've seen the output of Spiral Caves. This at least takes Schulzer somewhere new. So.
Also, I just noticed we haven't seen Ganon yet, and I think we haven't seen the Lumberjack. Maybe Schulzer saw it and I didn't catch it. Are we Lumberjack Ganon? Are we Lumberjack Ganon? Yeah, he was definitely in the area. I feel like we've seen all the other drop downs though.
Yeah. Certainly, I feel like
chat confirming Ganon and Aga 1. Oh,
thanks.
That's an awful spiral cave connector. That's a terrible way to have to get to the Dark World, and you have to do at least one more time with a mirror, potentially. Even if you get, better. I mean, between our two runners combined with Moon Pearl, we had just a regular Dark World access.
Yeah, I mean that's a fine. Schulzer taking over World Death, like not too sad about that, but you would have liked to see that. Or sorry, this is a.
we're gonna do Laser Bridge. We're gonna get the 4 out of logic items because no Moon Pearl and no protection item.
Yeah, but
there's the big key to Thieves Town. Now he's got a fully completable Thieves Town. That's really nice.
Although the part where he hasn't found the darn place, but.
I mean, yeah. Once he finds it, you can complete it.
Details.
I mean, honestly, it feels good to know that when you find a dungeon,
you can just do it.
You can just do it.
Yep. Looks like Schulzer doing a little bit more money walking while he's here. With no boots and no mirror, these aren't great mirrorable entrances anyway, so might as well pick up the three closest ones. A lot of people just pick up the one to the north when they wind up in this sort of area, but I like this.
And he's already been in Village.
Yep.
So, I mean, he could do... we haven't seen the South Dark World checks yet, but honestly, you kind of rather wait for a mirror, because there's more significant mirror spots there.
Yeah, we'll see the most out-of-the-way thing in the Dark World, and then presumably...
It's like WallKicks maybe trying to farm some Zora money. That Bush Crab was dropping 5s, and he's awfully close.
Schulzer abandoning $50. Oh no, we're walking farther. This surprises me. We have a hammer. I guess we could go back to GT. Or go to Skullwoods.
Yeah, fire source for Skull. Oh, I mean, he could bunny revive Skullwoods, the front of.
Yeah, like at least twice, which is tedious. Apparently that's what we're doing.
You know, with the big key, it's a slightly better play. I mean, we're not going to find a Moon Pearl here or anything like that, but like you might find something nice.
Whereas the rest of these entrances were actually logically reachable in Schulzer's mind with the stuff that he had, and so like standalone pickup items.
Okay, he's gonna want to get the small key from the other part first. Gotta avoid those Ropas. They will do 2 hearts of damage right now.
One just makes the death you're about to take faster. But, WallKicks looked like he was setting up fake flipper for a second there, and we had the flippers.
I mean, we've all done that before.
Yep.
Ah, yes, Magic Bat.
Yeah, the bat blesses us with...
Chat asking where can Pearl be. I believe there's a
ton of places we haven't been.
There's still quite a few places we haven't been to.
We have logical access to a bunch of the mountain that we haven't looked at yet. Though between the two runners, they're getting close to having deep coverage.
I don't think we've seen all the have we seen all the glove spots?
No.
And WallKicks about to get his hammer. Chad asking if WallKicks checked Lumberjack again. I think he's going to be able to know it by process of elimination. I think this is his last other drop down.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no point once you get... Ooh, there's the other glove. Schulzer just got bailed out.
That's really nice. Means even if he steals the key, he's going to eventually get the Harrow Castle small key, and if mitts are required, we'll be able to pick them up pretty easily.
Yep. Oh, apparently he did check Lumberjack and saw Ganon, so could have YOLO'd into the Sanctuary. Of course, Schulzer knows that one is way out of logic and may mildly affect his running because he thinks he has a sequence broken glove, but...
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, he maybe goes... I mean, you're still going to check those locations, but maybe you're going to do something else first?
WallKicks gets the super terrible news about Spiral Cave, like, ugh. So now he gets to walk all the way up to Zora.
Yeah, he's going to walk all the way
around.
Get
robbed for $500.
Well, we don't know. This could be the Moon Pro. It's one of our outstanding locations. Soldier didn't have $500 when he came here.
No. On the other hand, this dude under a bridge is also
a possibility, yes.
Right. Hobo.
Small key. The pod. Okay.
Pod small. We've seen pod, but I think in the
I don't
Dark
think-
World.
I'm not sure. We haven't done anything. It's a
No, we walked in and we walked back out again. Schulzer saw it early.
Speaking of pod, that is a big Cheetah pod over at Zora. So
Yep.
it might be a while before Schulzer gets to that. Now, best case scenario for him is a catfish Zora combination with a mirror later on.
Yes.
All right, now WallKicks is going to go ahead and do this spiral cave.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You can't just leave this here, but it's still you'd rather see just about anything else here.
Oh, for sure. And to your point about Schulzer maybe not following those gloves immediately, knowing they're not in logic. This everything here in the eastern area is in logic. You're not leaving anything behind. Whereas the desert area, which would very likely be the next play, you don't expect to find a moon pearl under the rock on the way there. We know it's not there because WallKicks has already done it, but Schulzer doesn't know that.
All right, WallKicks gets that small key to Misery Mire that we're also excited about. Gets owned by a bird.
Yeah, probably just the timing on that. I mean, I know he knows how to do it, but it's very easy to mess up. But now he's going to be able to death warp super quickly.
Now he's very happy
fine.
about getting owned.
Fine.
So.
Oh no! Except the fairy.
Forgot to drop off his fairy.
You can get this one with this. No, just grab that right now. You got the iframes. Like, just grab that chest right now, and then you can do the other three on the. No, you can't because you're still a bunny. Never mind. I'm stupid.
You're successfully not a bunny.
Or whatever that creature is.
I'm unfamiliar with the canon of. I think it's Ace Attorney.
Yeah, this is Ace Attorney, and that's about all I know.
So if someone wants to explain what the hell WallKicks' bunny sprite is, I'm happy to hear about it.
And
Schulzer
we have
gets
his
fairy back in his bottle that he's very excited about.
I mean, once you get the mirror, that's fine, but...
Top Life complaining about WallKicks is less stylish than Top Life's laser skips.
Apparently, it's a mascot for the police force that Ace Attorney works for. Okay.
I can believe it. I've been to Japan. I lived in Japan for a while. Everything over there has a mascot, and they're always weird. So...
All right, Mimic Cave for WallKicks. So he's just going to lose a little time for not being able to, for having to double dip this. Just going to get some $20 out of here. Lamp for Schulzer. Could incentivize him back to the castle, honestly.
He's going to the castle the next time he walks by. Is my strong suspicion.
Mm-hmm. He's about to get that small key, and I mean, Lamp plus small key plus easy access. I mean, I shouldn't say easy access, but reasonable access to the castle would send me there relatively quickly. I think, with not a whole lot left.
Yeah, that's fair. Coper, you're about to see, I believe, the small key to Hyrule Castle. Good timing, sir.
Also, meanwhile, we have Super Bunny on WallKicks' side, which is surprisingly accurate today.
Yeah, they both Super Bunny Cave. Makes me happy.
Yeah, yay! I forget. I don't remember where this goes, but the funny part about this is it actually, if the exit of this is a light roll, this is actually in logic. You just have to. The game just expects you to leave and come back to get these two chests. Yeah. Double small key to Ganon's Tower. That's always fun.
So the back of Old Man is the top of East Death Mountain. We now have a hammer, so we can go right to left and check the Tower of Hera entrance.
Okay, not in logic, but hey, we don't have to go back. Oh,
And here's
now
Paradox
this.
Cave.
Here we go. Here we go. 7 items Paradox Cave. Don't disappoint us.
Did Schulzer check the desert ledge? Presumably that's why
did
chat's
not.
chatting about it.
I did not see. Oh, is chat
Because apparently
saying yeah?
the moon
apparently
pearl's
there's a
there, yeah.
pearl. Okay.
So
Well, I mean, we just found a connector, so this could
just
be it
found
right here. Yeah.
2 connectors.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna bomb jump over to the top one first because we don't have a mirror to sequence break going back into the bottom. Also, big fan of sword beams in this room.
yeah, sword beam's actually useful here. Pod small number 2. Oh, there's
No,
the moon
wait,
pearl.
that's the moon pearl right there.
Someone's lying to us.
And a bow.
And a bow. So this is hammer from the Sank, the uncle at Sank, to get to the back of Old Man with a lamp, to get to the left to Tower of Hera entrance, to get the moon pearl. That's not the shallowest moon pearl I've ever seen.
Okay, meanwhile, dark shopping mall here for a Schulzer, and get a chest with a peace heart. So a whole lot of nothing over here, and we never have to touch it again, which is nice. And we have one more connector cave to go through.
WallKicks has to be careful not to die until the.
Schulzer wants to do more Death Mountain. Not going to check that bottom connector cave because not going to be able to come back.
Yeah, and now he has a moon pearl. So that immediately gets him these 2 entrances. Or
Hyrule Castle first.
Yeah.
Oh god, is he going to death warp from the bag too? Oh my god.
You're going to have to walk through everything between here and there.
So bad. I mean, just don't kill the green guard for the basement here, but if he wants to go to unless he's going to save and quit out of the back of this, it's ugh. Although I suppose you just save and quit and actually do, we have we have East Darkworld access from the Sank start, so.
Yeah, there's places to go now. He would, he has to climb all the way back up the mountain. He could have been tempted to do the West Dark Death Mountain entrances on this trip, but I don't want to get hit by a rat 30 times. So.
No. Sounds like a horrible idea.
But that's certainly setting up for Death Warp.
Yeah, what we're going to do, you definitely want to do this Death Warp, because you want to,
yes.
You've got the Hyrule Castle small key, and you're never going to be able, you don't want to climb GT just to get the back, so let's Death Warp and just do it.
Yeah, you've got all the things, it's in logic. The NMG runners in the chat suggesting we could just walk.
Sounds like a terrible idea. All right, WallKicks save and quitting out of the for him still out of Logic Skullwoods.
How long does it take him to get to Tower of Hera entrance? I don't know if he's checked the back of Old Man even.
I know it's for me it's one of the priorities is to see where those new starting points are.
Yes, they're so free.
Yeah, and especially when you have you've got Link's house as your only Light World starting point. Now, I want to see if there's something better.
Yeah. Or
Oh, this is interesting. We are going to go ahead and do Skullwoods. We don't know if this is a pendant or a crystal. This is not in logic without the fire rod, but it's not very difficult to do this this setup to bomb jump to this spot, and then it'll warp him back to the start of the room, and then you just use the lamp. You do without the boots. You have to be quick.
Yeah.
But it's still very doable. It's a very common play.
Why WallKicks used Ether to make sure that he didn't screw this part up. It's also, I think that might be the easiest bomb jump in the game, other than the wall master, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one thing that makes it difficult is the wall master. So I disagree with easiest, but it is definitely not. It is still a relatively easy wall jump.
What's the easiest bomb jump in the game?
I find the one in Paradox easiest, although I know people that disagree with that one.
I think that's because you've done it a bajillion times. Like
Probably.
That's practice rather than.
Yeah, I see chat saying freeze or right to left, and I've heard how easy that's supposed to, but I find a way to screw it up all the time.
Yeah, the turtle rock right to left is a pretty easy one.
But yeah, without that wall master, I would 100% agree. Actually, no, I'll take it back. You know what I find the easiest and really safe one is the the Skull Woods one for the big chest. Like, that one's... And it's completely not punishing if you fail it, so...
Yeah, it's not punishing if you fail it. I'm sorry, I'm making funny faces at my screen. Disagreement with that.
No, I know you're talking about, yeah, Jay Coper, no, I mean the one he just did. No, I know you mean that one.
WallKicks gets the key from the hobo.
Now, what's interesting here is once WallKicks does get that Moon Pearl and that bow, he's got a lot of things for Pod, including the big key.
Yep. So, Schulzer, unfortunately for him, in some ways, has now opened the game up. That Zora is, well, it still might not be required. No, it is required. So, red crystal.
Yep, definitely required.
He's gonna leave going to Zora off ever. Right? It's a one-item fetch quest. He's already checked the ledge.
Yeah, again, his best opportunity is a Catfish Zora combination. Which could be a while before that comes into play because we don't have a mirror.
Yeah, and so if he goes to Catfish before getting a mirror, I think he just loses.
yeah, very possibly. Also of note, skipping the blue cane, not really a needed item. It does put Spike Cave logic into logic. It also puts the laser bridge in logic for Schulzer with that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, but he can see the blue cane and
understand
that it's in logic. So
so it's a fine skip.
And Schulzer has been through here before, but now has Moon Pearl, so has access.
WallKicks says, "You know what? I want that blue cane," which is also fine. I mean, I know we're not using the fast ROM here, but one of the interesting things about the fast ROM is if you use blue cane on Ganon, it no longer is lag city. That of course won't come into play here because we're not using the fast ROM.
Nothing like heavily optimizing code 25 years after release.
I know, right? Simultaneous pod key pickups for our runners in completely different places.
Schulzer busy talking to his cat and/or dog instead of figuring out where to go. So hopefully that works out for him.
Yeah, speaking of Pod, he's gonna do a bunch. He's got 5 small keys. He can do everything here, except the big chest.
Except for the things that he's maybe interested in.
Yeah. The big chest maybe is potentially a little more significant because he's gonna have to come back for Helma at some point. But having to go back for the big chest later. It's just a horrible thing to have to do. It's just so far out of the way.
Yeah.
Now, not everything's in logic because we have just the 5 smalls, but we're gonna hammer jump to get around that.
Ain't nobody care about that stuff.
It depends on
I mean,
I keep track of it, right? So if you get a mushroom, for instance. You get something behind that 6 small key, maybe you're not going to follow it or worry about it until you get the 6 small key. I mean, other than that, you're surely not going to not do it, Yeah. Breaking logic is, I'm not a big fan of going out of your way to break logic, but you don't skip the things that you can do just because it's out of logic.
Correct.
Big key to desert.
I think that's the minimum that everybody that races agrees on, and then there's the people that get more or less excited about going out of check.
Yeah.
But nobody's like, oh, I'm not going to hammer you up because it thinks.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Okay. Well, WallKicks is gonna get his bow and moon pearl very, very soon. Also, if things out of logic might keep me more out of a pendant dungeon, but it's a crystal dungeon. I just like whatever, just do it. And pearl for WallKicks.
That Schulzer can't resist picking up the large magic thing. Reflex is too fast.
Oh, for WallKicks. Let's see. I think he's missing. Yeah, he's missing the last pod small key that Schulzer got that was in at Dark Death Mountain. So if he goes to pod right now, he will have to skip something with the big key. Typically, the thing you skip is going to be the big key chest right at the entrance, which I think was the desert big key. Which that could get interesting.
Yep.
Or desert could be a pendant and we just don't care. We haven't, speaking of desert, we haven't seen any desert entrances.
Nope. We have not. We're still missing, actually, a kind of surprisingly large number of dungeons at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Schulzer now up to Zora money, so at least if he gets spat off at Catfish with the mirror, he can at least go shopping. And
and there's 300 rupees. So, hey, speaking of desert.
All right.
Ooh, that's a terrible place for that.
The book in desert.
On the torch.
Good thing this is key sanity. And this is a crystal dungeon.
Book gonna be, right now, it just opens the tablet, allows you to read pad. In this mode, typically, it's pretty common to be able to just mirror to the front of desert at some point.
Especially with the easy connector to Mire. Like in this game in particular, that's even more true.
Yep.
So
actually, didn't we had the flute behind the boots too in GT? So
yes,
boots gives us a nice thing and a thing you just rather not ever think about.
So now we're in the Mire area with the Moon Pearl. We can do things like open Misery Mire.
Stop that rain.
How much lag does the rain add?
Probably add some.
Yeah.
And we get $50 back and bombs.
Yeah, Hookshot Cave is also in here, but not the most exciting.
Yeah, for now it's just a connector, unfortunately. Looks like we're gonna take it though.
Yeah, I mean, he knew this was here, I think, from his previous trip.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Schulzer's busy checking his map tracker before the rest of the entrances in the Mire go.
Red boomerang for WallKicks, which is...
Yeah,
that's... Unfortunately, that's a terrible place for the front of... Now, the only way to get to Hookshot Cave is going to be in that Mire area. And it's the bad inch part of it, too.
And Schulzer showing off conventional Dark World access.
Hey, imagine that.
Seems like cheating.
Yeah, imagine having, traditional... Well, I mean, we actually have quite a few connectors to Dark World, to be honest, but...
I mean, no joke, I think it would be a totally reasonable option in Crosskeys to just take the Dark World portals.
I mean, it depends on the portals, but yeah, there's a lot of times there's some better portals than walking over to enter the Dark World in whatever location it's at.
Um,
Oh gosh, we need Digby money. WallKicks at 74 rupees. I like how he's like digging every few squares, and he's like, "No, I'll just grab the smith." So we won't be doing dig game for a little bit because the dig game guy is a little annoyed when you come in with a follower. Just doesn't like it.
Alright, and Schulzer will show us the big chest item while we're in here.
Yep.
And also the good stroke bad news about the book and the boots. Though, as mentioned, book
Yep.
not the most exciting
Yep.
inventory item.
Not thrilled to see that, but quite clearly. And Desert Big Chest has a heart container. How boring. Oh hey, we get to really take the Smith on a tour as we go and do stuff in GT.
This frog, man, he's got guts.
Now, I don't imagine that WallKicks does anything more than scout this flute that he's about to find. If he had boots, doing the left side isn't bad. Doing the left side with all bomb jumps it's just horrible. just horrible.
So
he's gonna do okay. Maybe he's just gonna do the Stalfos room. He's gonna do at least a little bit with these bomb jumps.
Yeah. Schulzer takes the desert left exit, finds the side of the TR ledge that's not guaranteed to be a connector, and then discovers that the other exit is a connector he's already got. So, never mind. Let's walk all the way around and check the other one.
Piece of heart, map to Skull Woods. That we already know is a pendant on WallKick's side. The key to GT, yay. Now we can climb if we want. Small key to Turtle Rock. We don't need, logically we need all 4 of those, but like, really we don't.
Schulzer discovers the right side of desert, spits him out on top of the castle.
Oh, that's interesting. And Misery Mire there at
there.
the Aga Tower entrance.
That's a nice.
No boots, no hook shot. We can't do anything there though. Okay, so WallKicks just wanted to do Stalfos room, which isn't terrible. Just a couple of bomb jumps.
And
we're
now
gonna do
gets
hammer
to
pegs.
Hammer pegs the slow way.
Although I'm not even sure where the Smith's home is.
Somewhere really convenient. They found it super early.
Library we're not ever coming back to. So far our bonk items are a flute, which we really want, but don't necessarily need. A book, which we really don't want, but might need, and a heart piece that we just don't care about.
The flute is by far the most interesting of those items. And we, I think Schulzer saw it in the first 5 minutes. And,
yeah, he did.
It's been wishing he found the boots ever since.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was surprised to remember the GT was in the Dark World because we saw it so early from Schulzer. But he did, he took a series of connectors that land him in the Dark World pretty early.
Yeah.
See, this would be a super convenient spot for the Smith if we had the actual mirror. WallKicks? We'll get the item.
Did WallKicks fail to walk back in?
He did not walk back in. I think he just realized.
This isn't...
Another one of those things we've all done. Okay, would have just missed a piece of heart. Would have been fine.
There was the 1% chance that was just devastatingly terrible for WallKicks. We both forgot about it and didn't pick it up. Or it was important. So, all right, Schulzer off to go negotiate with the monkey.
Okay, we might end here.
And WallKicks, unlike Schulzer, picked up this invincibility item. Let's actually check this.
Small key to Misery Mire. Well,
not interested.
Yeah, I mean, Misery Mire keys are the worst. They're the worst logic, honestly. The 3 Misery Mire small keys that open up the 2 items on the left side and do literally nothing else. They're not even required for the boss.
Yes. They're definitely the... Like, I think even thinking about them is not worth it.
No, as I always like to say, if you're skipping the cutscene, you're not skipping it because it's not in logic without 3 small keys. You're skipping it because it's slow.
It might be the worst cutscene in video games. But literally nothing happens for 15 seconds. Allison would like to argue with you about Misery Mire small key logic.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well.
And WallKicks. So you can tell these guys are kind of running out of things to do.
Lateness, okay, fair enough.
The fact that they're willing to walk through, hook shot, which is admittedly kind of near at the end of a route, just to check a connector exit.
But I will say this, you know, when you talk about some of these breaking logic things that are it's not as on path as some of the other ones that we've talked about, like some of the pod out of logic stuff that we've done. So if it wasn't as slow as it was, you'd probably still do it, even if it was out of logic. If it was a really quick,
Yeah. Schulzer showing off that you can pick up that rock.
Have we seen this connector?
Yes, we have. Okay. Schulzer was through here like an hour ago. Not literally an hour ago, but...
That's right, we ended up here. Well, at least we don't have to care that it's bombos for the Turtle Rock entrance.
Nope. But, truckers like trekking, so they're going to write that down.
I mean, yeah, and...
There's the front of Old Man Rescue in a definitely important spot. All right. Schulzer shows off what WallKicks has been missing by not having 80 rupees. The answer is at least 80 rupees. And a bunch of digs.
Just 50 rupees. That's not great for Schulzer. Yeah, there's that 5th pod small for WallKicks. So he's just going to be able to full clear pod when he gets there. Which is right now.
Yep. We get to find out what the big chest item is, and presumably defeat a boss.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Allison's statement. Finding pod with literally everything to clear it is the best feeling in the game. It's certainly one of my favorite things.
The very rare, you just need to find entrance to pod and get to go mode it, also great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, fuck all these chests. Like...
Right.
Alright. Schulzer, the runners retracing each other's steps at this point. Schulzer doing hammer pegs. WallKicks doing all the things in pod. So we have a moment here. I think our consensus is that Schulzer's the Zora skip. Is there anything that Schulzer has done that might cause Wally trouble later on?
No, because the one thing that Schulzer has is that Desert Palace Big Key. WallKicks is going to get that with his 5 pod smalls pretty easily.
Yep. Yeah, I think that check for check, hard to tell. but they're pretty close.
Yeah.
They're
Also,
reasonably close.
really like the going to the back first in this scenario for WallKicks. Just go kill the boss, and then you can, he's in a spot without the mirror on Dark Death Mountain. There's really nothing left to do, so you're just gonna be able to save and quit out of the back, which is really nice, and you don't have to death warp. Blue mail.
Schulzer is going to pick up blue mail.
Yeah, we did see the dam on his side, didn't we? Blue mail's
Partly
nice.
Partly for lag, so that'll go away. Schulzer having matchy day with the smith here, so maybe I'll give him a better item.
Alright, dam was Dark Flute 5. I don't think WallKicks has been back to the eastern pod Dark World area.
No. Alright. And here's our first crystal boss of the game.
Yay! Only an hour foreign.
Schulzer was too cool to pick up the blue cane, and so he's red potion.
Does he have a fairy still?
I
know
he had to drop it off to do it different.
Okay.
And then he filled it up and dropped it off again to go to Death Ward. So.
And he's got another red to get out of Spike Cave, which is fun.
That's an expensive cave.
It sure is. I missed the item there. I don't think it was anything. Oh, Mystery Fires. Oh, right. The Misery Fire was the Spike Cave. That's right. And now we're going to go back and do the rest of the things. I do agree with chat with the idea that the better way to have done this is go ahead and open this door, drop down into the big key chest, and go to the back from there.
Yep. It's kind of an odd choice. I don't actually really understand why he did that. So, yeah. Feels suboptimal.
Okay, so we're gonna get.
I missed what the first item in Swamp was.
Oh, so did I.
Here's that Desert Palace big key. We may or may not need later.
Looks like it's marked as a crystal for WallKicks, so we will need it.
We have not yet found it. So.
Not the back. So, yeah.
I don't know which music we're piping through to you guys, but Schulzer's playing like the most carnival-y music ever. It's got to be an OST from something.
Yeah, it's quite the contrast. I've got WallKicks and the Metroid Prime music on, which is anything but.
Well, I've had enough of doodle 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 doodle, so I've switched over to WallKicks to avoid going insane. Saha. Big key to
Mire. Okay, we may or may not. Half magic is nice. That's a definite nice to have.
Now you can definitely spam your ice round shots. Alright, finally we're going to the East Part, or not finally, but this is potentially devastatingly bad for Schulzer if he's going to go do Catfish.
I think he's done everything else in this area.
Yeah. So what we really need is a mirror fish.
Yes, a catfish or the entrance over here, which I don't think we've seen.
We have not. Dirt Bubble. Schulzer skipped Zora. Zora had critical item. Schulzer's off to Catfish with no mirror. So there's a fairly high chance that Zora is the last thing that he objects in the game. and that makes him lose.
Ooh,
and that's the small key to Swamp.
And yeah, a little bit of a cascade effect. Now, Swamp could be a pendant.
I mean,
not need that small key, but gosh.
It also stops him from going in there unless, like...
Yeah, that's true. You might get a Go Mode Swamp out of it.
Alright. It's not a mirror.
Just a compass. We're not even find out to what.
Ain't nobody care about compasses. This isn't Doors.
I always say, give me an Ice Palace compass, because that's an impossible dungeon to keep track of. But otherwise, yeah.
So looking at Schulzer's tracker, he has astonishingly few entrances left. Like 10, other than the mirror, other than the mirror locked ones, even less than that. So,
now the GT Big Key was in the Stalfos room, correct? That WallKicks sequence broke.
Yep.
That's actually, unless the boots and Schulzer decides to sequence break it that way, or a hookshot show up, that actually is probably pretty good. Oh, hey, we need this too, because guess where Ganon is?
Yep. Unfortunately, we don't have any keys for this yet.
Yeah, so we're not going to be able to do it right now.
So we'll get this.
Let's hope this doesn't turn into a Castle Tower small key hunt.
Odds are pretty good.
I mean, it's certainly a very common hunt when Ganon is in that particular location. Also, we're going to hard require those boots at some point.
Oh, I missed it. Why?
For the lumberjack entrance, you need boots.
Oh, yes, of course, yes. So Ridley comes up.
No fire rod, no bombos, and we do find Ice Palace that we can't do anything with. The lamp just won't melt those freezers.
Do you want to try holding a lamp in someone's face for long enough for it to melt?
Not particularly.
He's got 3 entrances left, apparently.
Yeah, that's what he's selling with 3 fingers. So we're gonna see those 3 entrances, I think, and then here's one with the mitts.
Nope, this is Zora.
Nope. Oh, he's gonna use Zora. Okay. I mean, I like this because it's an item. Like the 3 entrances, you found a lot of you found most of your dungeons, and unless you're really good at tracking your item entries, some people are.
Yes.
Go to the place that has an item.
Absolutely track every single possibly an item. So WallKicks finds the old guy number 1, not to be the old guy number 2, and gets that Meyer big key and this half magic.
Yep. Yeah, and Schulzer doesn't have the Eastern Palace pendant listed as green, but he's been here already, so he should know that.
Yes.
There's that pod big key. Now, the Swamp Small is still a little bit scary, just because it's...
I mean, if he doesn't have a lot of places to go, those 2 checks in pod are...
And this is where that bit of logic, like, I don't have the 6 pod small, so the item's not in logic, so do I really want to go all the way back in? But, on the other hand, it's in a god-awful spot, so I think you just do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get to pod at all, I think you just have to do both those checks right here.
Whereas if pod were, pod in a better spot, maybe you leave it for a while.
So Schulzer is, I can't imagine this is correct. He's going through Spiral Cave again to get spat out at the Dark World ledge, still without a mirror in hand.
Yeah, I don't understand this play.
I mean, it might be faster than walking back to North Kakariko from Link's house, which is the best saving quote we've got, but ugh. If it is, that's miserable.
It's Spiral Cave. Well, I guess he's right here.
Yeah, he was right here. Well, he had to walk out of Zora.
Yeah, exactly. He's right there, and that's
sorry, get a save and quit, is I guess. rather than even walking that far. Oh, he gets this.
Yeah, he didn't have a. Oh.
Oh, and that's a good one.
This is
So,
yeah. We haven't seen this yet.
All right. Small key to
Ganon's Tower.
Mushroom.
You.
Small key
There's
to pod.
pod 6, so now you just gotta do it when you go there.
And the big key is swamp.
Not the exciting big key that you're hoping to get. Now, I mean, it does mean. I mean, there could. Oh, we do need that. We need that castle tower small. Chat was already suggesting the triple dip of castle tower. So.
And here is WallKicks 20
Right
seconds
behind
behind. But Schultz, I mean, WallKicks has beaten Helma.
Yes.
That is real time. But Schulzer is no longer devastatingly screwed by Zora.
Yes.
Partly by like WallKicks also being on his some number of locations. He has no tracker because who needs it? So.
All right, we're gonna finish pod right now for Schulzer.
Yeah. Chat mentioning that fighting the swamp big key is unironically good. And here's Schulzer off to do pod. I believe WallKicks has not. WallKicks doing a map check, rarely seen in Crosskeys.
Not since they put the letters on the maps in the dungeons.
Yeah, it used to be you would see one map check per game, and now I think on average less than one map check per game.
Exactly. This is going to be catfish for WallKicks.
Yep. This is actually, I think, pretty close at this point. They've both sort of done everything that they had access to.
Yeah, I feel like Schulzer in general is just doing things a little bit more efficiently, but just that pod big key find for WallKicks, allowing him not to do this double dip that Schulzer's doing into pod.
Well, it's going to be a triple dip by the time he's all done.
Yeah.
As it was for Wally. It's. I do enjoy when you beat a boss. You're like, never mind. I want to. Can I come back in? The lack of mirror is like they're gonna. I have a strong feeling they're gonna find mirror at some point, and then have to walk all over the world doing their mirror checks in onesies and twosies, which is just miserable. But
late mirror is terrible in these. The one spot that's got 3 entrances we've already seen.
Yep.
Because there's a connector to it. So everything else really far apart, and then you're just like you're looking for maybe that last entrance, and you're just hoping to find it in the right spot.
The chat pointing out that WallKicks has beaten Moth, and Moth did Turtle Rock Big Key. So I can't imagine Schulzer killing Moth forever. At this point, he doesn't have dungeon info, so
he doesn't know it's a pendant. So I don't know if he has the map. We have seen the map. I know WallKicks got the map after he beat the dungeon. I mean, of all the bosses to just do for the item, Moth is the least bad, let's face it.
Yes. Yeah, as far as one item dips that involve a boss fight.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not even in a terrible spot. It's right next to Link's house, so...
Hey, we're gonna find out what's in the second chest in Castle Tower on WallKick's side. Already setting up for that death warp.
You can hit him with the arrow once in between your iframes here, man. WallKicks has already had one really bad heart piece in this game.
Yeah, he has.
It was delightfully bad. He got a health refill in the back of Escape and had to in Light World back of Escape, and had to try to kill himself on quarter health damage.
Schulzer not happy. I don't know if that's, excited that he's found that. No, I don't think he's not happy. Like, why is that there? Now, interestingly enough, Schulzer having all 6 pod small keys might send him to swamp faster than WallKicks.
Yep. I missed what WallKicks found in the second chest of Castle Tower.
I feel like he just got a refill. Was that a heart piece? Oh, Sagart!
Oh.
Oh gosh, that's so bad.
Poor guy.
I heard
I was wondering why that.
Like,
I looked up and why is this health bar taking so long? He's damaged earlier. No fire. Never mind. Also, taking that death warp to walk into the front of Ice Palace and being like, ugh.
All right, Hookless Swamp. Here we go.
Joy.
Fun fact: Schulzer was mentioning. Got to remember not to do specky clips since we're not the people that made brackets agreed not to allow it, even after it got voted on, and unless this is the hook shot, we're just not able to do it. Nope, no hook shot there. Don't even have to. You just have to do this the normal way.
Yep. Definitely an eye roll from the man on the left. I don't know where Wally's off to.
Maybe he's gonna go ahead and do swamp. We're running out of things to do.
We're very much running out of things to do. Until that mirror turns up. Or a hook shot to go back to Hookshot Cave.
Hookshot opens up back a swamp, opens up Hookshot Cave, opens up logically left side GT. Like Hookshot is gonna open a lot of things.
Yeah.
And
and left side GT is a treasure trove. So and it's right next to the Hookshot Cave. Not quite. No, they're not. They're not actually that close together.
Now, on the other hand, left side swamp without a hookshot is so much worse.
It takes forever.
Swamp with a hookshot. Oh yeah, I imagine I'm with Allison on the hookshot being in here, but if not, it's probably a mirror to get us to the hookshot.
Or boots.
Well, yeah, boots. Well, the flute doesn't get us anything, but it gets us the book. Hey, see, look, vanilla hookshot. Let's go.
Well, there's also, I mean, there's a few. Anyway, hookshot. GT first. Once you're done all this.
I might do Hookshot Cave first since they're right near each other. But yeah, like those are the two. I'm.
GT's in Village of Outcasts and Hookshot Caves in Meyer.
Never mind.
So.
Yeah, GT first then for sure. And bonus, if you get the boots in GT, you can also grab the flute and get to Meyer a lot easier. So yeah. We're good. We're good. There's only 2 bombs left, and you fail the diver down the first time. It gets a little scary, I think, but we're fine.
Not as bad as failing mid-Voltorb game.
All right. Okay. Yeah. WallKicks with the same thing happening. Oh, he's. Don't. Yeah. Please don't try. I guess you gotta get the small key anyway. Oh, he's just gonna go get this small key. Just go get the one on the ledge. Maybe he doesn't want to do diver down. That's fine.
Why would he not want to do diver down? Like, I think that this is like, oh my god, the thing was the do, but yeah.
It's not that big a time loss, honestly. What, 30 seconds? Like if the C comes down to as little as this is going to cost WallKicks, then there will be other things to blame as well. So
sure, I mean, but just because any given n second time loss doesn't lose you the game doesn't mean that making a bunch of time loss decisions that each lose you n seconds.
Yeah. You don't want those n seconds to pile up for sure.
No.
Like there was nothing on left side either. But at least you don't ever have to think of it again.
All right. Now we're off to go.
And if you mess up this ever down with the 2 bombs, you have plenty of recourse. You're not screwed. So this is fine.
I like, no, little slime, get out of here. Alright. Heart piece. Yet more money we don't need.
Oh yeah, and we don't even know if this is a pendant or a crystal. We might just want to go in there just for the hookshot. Hookshot also gets this entry into Mire, so like the hookshot is just yeah, it makes sense the hookshot was there. Like there's just so much it opens up.
Yeah, we've now gone from having 2 checks in the world to having 30.
Yeah, and they're item checks too, which is nice. They're not just entrance checks.
Yep.
All right, Master Sword, Argus coming up.
Yeah. Hook, spin.
There you go.
Hook. Oh.
Love me a good Master Sword Argus fight.
Yeah. Okay, 1 cycle so far for Schulzer. We're about to see WallKicks do this, so we might as well see if WallKicks can get some of those 30 seconds back. 2 cycles. Don't.
Oh, well, I don't think he hit any of those ice rod shots.
Nope.
Oof.
Schulzer. Yikes. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
He managed to get through most of the health bar with half magic.
Okay, it is a crystal. Yay! But the only thing here was the hook shot, which is huge. But man, oh man, you're not getting to a vanilla hook shot anytime early. And imagine if either one of them had missed the big key.
Yeah.
The rare hard required swamp big key.
Yeah, well, without a hook shot too, right? Like it's not only hard required; it's hard required in a way that makes you not want to go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Schulzer, quite correctly, heading straight to GT.
There. Oh, well, he got the shot. At least he got his fire rod shots off. But yeah.
I mean, the timing is weird with the ice rod.
Mm-hmm. I think it is different than the fire rod. I think some people like the ice rod better.
They do, but yes, they're noticeably different to the point where you miss if you're using the wing. But it still feels bad.
Yeah, unlike the Landmo fight where most people prefer the fire rod to the ice rod. Okay, there's that GT big key for Schulzer.
Let's go kill ourselves an ice arm.
How many keys? We're at 4 GT small, so like everything. And now we have a hook shot, so everything in the climb is in logic. Fun.
We can go do that in a minute. And a really big shield.
And for those of you that might have missed it, Sank start is at the pyramid, and we already have the Hyrule Castle small, so this would be a 4-item climb only. And Agatu will just sit in his tower.
Yeah. I can have a day off. This Aga, the other Aga is definitely because we need to beat Aga 1 to reach Ganon.
Yep. Ugh,
Hera small.
Hera, not the small key you want to find. I mean,
frankly,
a side note, we could go do Hera if we wanted to, out of logic.
Frankly, they have a lot of small keys.
Yeah.
Chat
asking, is right side GT and logic with just lamp? No, you need the fire rod. We also, more importantly, need the cane just to get over there.
Yeah, and the reason that the lamp is not sufficient is you need to bomb jump And it's actually, I think, going back to our earlier discussion about the easiest bomb jumps in the game, that one I think is on the list of the hardest bomb jumps in the game.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
both a conveyor belt and a thing shooting at you.
Yep.
Kind of sucks.
And a wall master.
Oh, and a wall master. Yeah.
So, nice trio of awfulness.
And it's so rarely required, so people have practiced.
Yeah, I tend not to do it because, like, if I've had several times where Fire Rod is just my go mode and I just never go back. Yeah. It's the 4 items behind 4 GT smalls.
Schulzer remembering to check big chest.
Speaking of Fire
Rod.
Rod. Well, if we get a cane, now we can do that right side.
Before doing Ice Armos.
Ooh, I like that little damage boost there. I don't think I've seen that before. That's really neat.
It's super cute when it works.
I hate that. That's not the hardest bomb jump, but I hate that bomb jump.
That gap is actually only 1 tile wide, which is why that boost happens. Right. The bottom right Ice Armos set up perfectly. Oh, nope.
Oh, set up perfectly. Like you weren't wrong.
I got to the T imperfectly before.
Oh, hey, sword! Yay! Is that all we got? Is that
Fire Rod.
Fire Rod. But okay, so what is the Fire Rod? We can do Ice Palace now. We can do caneless Ice Palace. Yay!
Good.
We
can
have
go
the big
to
house,
Hookshot Cave first, I think.
Yeah, I mean 4 items in Hookshot Cave makes sense. Unfortunately, the connector, the location of it is horrible, and the other side of it is even more ass. So.
Yeah.
Interestingly, WallKicks setting up to walk out and go upstairs, and Schulzer left behind the 4 items upstairs, at least for now.
There's so many things the hookshot opens up, and then you have a dungeon you can do with the Fire Rod. I'm not a huge fan of climbing GT unless the game forces me to, but it is 4 items.
It's a really bad 4-item cave.
It really is. If it's also one of those things. If you feel behind, I could see it. You hope your opponent skip this, and maybe you're gonna spike something here.
So Schulzer using Desert as a connector here. So went into the Dark World to get to Desert Main, to get to Desert Right.
This is Mire.
To the top of the castle to do Mire.
Okay. It is also a dungeon that we can do.
I think is a better dungeon to be doing Ganon's Tower. Like, Ganon's Tower is actually really convenient to get back to, and it's just items. So
this is 7 items. We can't beat it. We don't have the cane.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But it's one of those things where, you've got. It's kind of, to me. I mean, I might have done Hookshot Cave first, just because just 4 items and you're done, right? And maybe you get the cane there, and now you have a choice between 2 relatively good dungeons, right? Because the cane of Samaria makes Ice Palace just better, and it makes Mire beatable. When you're choosing between caneless ice and caneless Mire, is this a slightly less bad?
I'm making faces, but
also, nice map pickup. It's a crystal. We have to come back here if there's no cane here.
I really like doing Hookshot Cave before this.
Yeah, I understand not wanting to go as far out of the way as it is, but man, yeah, it's 4 items.
I mean, he got to Mire in the first 5 minutes of the siege. It can't be that far out of the way. This is best of 3 game 1. And Schulzer watching the most exciting cutscene in the history of video games. Does he know setups for caneless upstairs GT? Sort of.
Oh,
boots.
baby. Oh, that's a thing that's important.
It may or may not be logically important, but it feels nice.
No, it is logically important. We need
it's
to,
right, yes,
again,
because of the stupid lumberjack.
It's so easy to forget that, too. Like, oh yeah, Lumberjack Ganon. Hard require those boots. And hey, next time he goes into GT, he can get a flute, too.
On the other hand, it doesn't unlock. It unlocks the flute, which is really nice to have, especially in the lack of it, and especially in the absence of a mirror.
It unlocks the flute, which is nice. It unlocks the book, which is less nice. And it unlocks, 4 entrances? I don't think we've seen any connectors to those entrances.
No. I don't believe so. Part piece. Connects 2 and 3 in Wally's Climb. Very, very blank. Even blanker than usual. Hopefully, WallKicks picked up the unnecessary key. Hopefully, doesn't accidentally do it too. He's better than that. The swamp map. Definitely need that now.
Thanks, game. This climb so far, not great.
Schulzer finally going out the front door of the old man. Oh, yeah, this is how we can get to the wire, alright?
Well, this is much nicer.
If the cane is here, he's going to feel
I know, right?
Bee in a bottle?
Oh, just a bottle. Bee in a bottle. Not even a useful bottle.
And WallKicks death warping out of upstairs GT.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. Mostly, I mean, so often you have a mirror by now. Speaking of which, we have just seen the mirror on Schulzer's side in Hookshot Cave. Now, that at least
he's trying to get back.
Just fall. I mean, I know it's not to the part you normally would want to fall to, but
that was optimally done.
Well, hey, now we can get a couple. We're right in a spot where we can get a couple.
Finally does dig game.
Dig game. Let's go.
He was down to like 3 things to do, like half, and didn't have 80 rupees. Schulzer using his mirror to check Desert Main,
which means that book is even less useful.
It's a really out of the way pub. That after hours lock in.
Yeah, so the book is now the 2 tablets, and do we actually really want to go check pad? Which, I mean, we haven't seen the fire rod entrance there, so you can combine those 2, I suppose.
Yes, we also haven't seen there are items that could very easily. So, like the second castle tower key. Mm-hmm. Which can be like literally anywhere.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, in Crosskeys there are literally 216 locations that thing can be. In a regular map, there's 215 locations, so it's not that big a difference.
Yes, but like this is one of the rare times you might see people in the Ganon's Tower entrance in Crosskeys. Right? Doesn't come up very often.
Yeah. The castle tower key can be in the Ganon's Tower entrance. That and swords are pretty much all. Or you could have the thing that I've had a couple of times of Vanilla Ganon's Tower to Vanilla Ganon. That's always fun. The fact that I've had that twice is amazing.
The filler was, I'm sure, happy about its day. Chat rightly pointing out that Schulzer knows that Moth is a pendant.
It might be a while before he gets that.
Put it off before killing Moth for Totorock Big.
I mean, he's got the fire rod at least, so at least for him, it's not like it's not in logic, so I'm not going to do it, and it's a little quicker with the fire rod just to get there. Yeah, WallKicks going to get the mirror too, so that's good.
Also, no. Here's Schulzer getting to Village of Outcasts to go back into GT for the flute, which is actually right next to the flute unlock spot, so that's great.
Yeah, when you have a mirror, this is great.
Look at that mirroring. Wow, isn't that
so
great?
Nice.
An hour and 49 and 37 minutes.
So we haven't found Back a Desert. We haven't found Thieves Town. We haven't found Eastern.
We found Eastern. They both done
no,
Eastern,
you're right. We found Eastern. You're right. We have not found Back a Desert. We have not found Thieves. So that's what we're still looking for. You hope, with if Thieves Town's a pendant. I didn't realize or Schulzer at the very least has gotten all his map knowledge.
Yeah, he also did a map check and learned some things.
Right. WallKicks doesn't know that Mire's a crystal yet because the map to Mire is in Misery Mire.
Yep.
So we may not need any of those entrances. That Thieves Town,
Yeah. I mean, we're still searching for Kane.
Yep.
And Castle Tower Key.
Yep.
At a very minimum. So. Schulzer accidentally bug netting there. Fingers faster than brain.
Big key.
To
Hera. Okay. That. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, we could have just sequence broken Hera, but I'm not a huge fan of going out of your way to sequence break to Hera. If you find it and you have a hook shot, then I typically will just do it. Otherwise, I'll wait for either the big key to show up or just to be in go mode.
Yeah, that's an entirely plausible thing to say. Both of these guys, admittedly, I think probably because the routing, choosing the mirror in front of the front entrance to Mire, you can snuggle up to that at the back of. Oh, you can't after it's open. Okay. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm commentating things that are dumb, which is always. Schulzer checking mirror checks, including the always important left side of race game. A shop. Unfortunate.
I think we're going to see WallKicks go to Mire. With the mirror, he can just start at Sanctuary and mirror to it, so it's a little nicer trip there.
WallKicks finally getting to the top of the castle, which he has never been to.
Oh, yeah, right, because he didn't get the desert connector. He's going
to walk into desert and be like, dope.
I mean, you could go get... Oh, no, you could go... Well, and actually, Schulzer could have done that, too. They could have gone back in and gotten that book.
Not exciting. Here's WallKicks checking this right side before going into Mire without a cane. Totally reasonable. I assume he's going to go straight back in. It is.
Yeah. Totally makes sense.
Large item cave.
Boots check. Getting boots checks from Schulzer.
I mean, he's got not a ton of other places to go. So, I don't recall offhand where Hera is.
I don't either. It was kind of early.
Oh, here's Thieves Town.
Oh, I know. It was I think it was the North Lost Woods cave.
Oh, that's fair. So Schulzer needs enough things, and he has all the stuff to do this, that he's just going to do Pendant Thieves Town.
Yeah, not really the thing you want to find. Ice Palace Small Keys, no longer... Well, no. No, you've got the hook shot. The Ice Palace Small Keys don't really do much for you with the hook shot. They're useful when you have no hook shot, no cane. Or if you're sequence breaking through using the Cane of Samaria because you don't have hammer and without hammer or without glove.
So
we're just doing the front four.
Front.
We got a gold sword now.
Which is a choice. Gold sword, big old shield. Loaded up for bear.
We just need red mail now. We'll have everything. Well, I guess we need silvers too.
Silvers.
All the things.
Turtle Rock Big Key is on Moculus. Which is right near here in mirror terms, so I don't think Schulzer's going to do it right now, but he could.
We're going to get the book first.
Chooses to go get a book. Bonk.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see Bombo's tablet pretty soon. Might be a little longer before we get over to Ether. boots for WallKicks.
Yeah. I don't actually... That Todorok Big Key on Moth, I guess, is the thing that WallKicks has, but I think otherwise Schulzer's ahead of checks, raw checks at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of tablets.
Tablet number 1.
Swoosh.
Just 100 rupees.
Oh, yeah.
This gonna be... No, we're gonna go to 2. Nope, we're gonna go to 3.
I also
Yeah,
saw it
okay,
so.
okay. So, I think sometimes you just, that you lose a frame on the restream when they do that, go from Switch to actually... We just do this quick enough so you lose it.
How many frames are there actually on that screen?
I know, right? Okay, so I think this is going to be a pet check. This will also get him the entrance.
Yeah. And this is an entrance that was previously uncheckable pet check. So I actually like this.
And the things we're missing could be on Ped. The cane could absolutely be there. The small key to Castle Tower can absolutely be there.
The big key short box on that. No. Speaking of Todorok.
I mean, if he had the big key, that'd be great. It looks like we are going to do the 2 checks here, though. That makes sense.
And that Todorok big chest is abandoned. Unless unless something's also on the pedestal.
Oh gosh, yeah. If
so far from everything.
there's something there and on the pedestal.
Oh, here's the backup desert. On the mirror out of the Todorok escape ledge.
Okay.
I thought they...
Did nobody drop that down?
No, they both dropped down on the sides.
Oh, okay. So this was available?
That's been available for a while.
Still no small keys.
Oh, it's a mimic ledge. Sorry. I
okay.
looked over at the last minute, apparently. Saw the wrong ledge. I'm sorry.
Okay, nothing in the 2 chests that Schulzer could do in Turtle Rock. And we'll see Ped in just a second.
Says
and
money.
Nothing.
Disappointing.
And we're gonna do Hera next. Yeah, this routing from Schulzer, I really quite like this.
Is it? So the routing through there is so squirkly in both light and dark world that I always wonder if people mirror in the optimal spots. But, I love the boot setup for Herapot. Like,
Yeah,
sort of throw yourself at it and hope for the best.
Yeah, I can't do it. The newest bomb setup is so free now that I just won't even bother learning learning that particular setup. Well, so far nothing in Hera. We have two more places to look now. May or may not do the basement.
I can't see him not doing it, frankly. Assuming that... No, there's 2 items to go. I can't see him. It's not in... I don't want to walk back here.
No, yeah, I agree. But it is a choice that runners can and do make.
Water Sword Moldorm. Not the hardest boss.
No, not at all. Big key. Ooh, not the big key you're hoping for. Schulzer not happy with that big key. He's still missing. He's still missing a required big key that WallKicks has. Wrong boss big key for him. We've seen 4 out of 6 checks in Eastern. I guess 4 out of 7 if you count the green pendant. Okay, we are going to do the basement. Oh, it's a bombo sitting up. I didn't even notice that. Not that we need that for anything.
No, that was much more interesting earlier, but it took so long to find the mirror that nobody came back from the bombos. But we can look at tablet number 2.
That's the heart.
Also not interesting. I don't think WallKicks has done the 2 Dark World entrances here at any point. So, go check those. No, apparently it has, because otherwise you're not going to double jump that ledge. Oh, this is where Castle Towers. Thanks, Elsoon. You're lying to me.
Alright, Ice Palace time.
But also where ice is.
Okay, Caneless ice time. I mean, it is in logic, we can do it. We have... Well, there is a small key that we've seen. Apparently it was on Schulzer's side, because WallKicks doesn't have it.
Yep.
Again, not a big deal with the hook shot. Where is Schulzer going? Mirror checks to the north side? Okay, yeah, this makes sense. Mirror and boot checks up here. Or maybe just this one mirror check. You may have done the boot ones already.
I don't believe so. He got his boots and his mirror at basically the same time. So.
Yeah.
This is...
Okay, TR West is not interesting now that we know where TR East is, and we've already done that.
Going optimally for WallKicks here.
Oh, Hype Cave. Hello. Nope. No. No.
Medallion. We don't need.
No. And no. I mean, when you're only missing, I mean, in Schulzer's case, 3 items, an hour 50, and you find Hype Cave, it's not really that surprising it doesn't have anything, but, you know, on the other hand, when you're an hour 50 in and you find Hype Cave, you're hoping. Hoping there's something there.
That's, in Schulzer's mind, like, 20% of the items left in the game or something, so...
Yep.
The odds of that being something are pretty good, actually.
Oh, here's another item cave. Also a no.
Also no.
I mean, he does have Ice Palace. He could do that. He does have those 2 drop downs that apparently he hasn't done. We're going to the mountain cave, so that could be where he's headed now. Do some combination of that. Get that all-important heart container on the ether tablet, maybe, as well.
Yeah. Alright. Ice Palace. Big chest? No.
Nothing there.
Going right to left on Death Mountain to get to the what rather than WallKicks, who came up from Detector on this side. Or, yeah. Connector here being the foot.
Now, Schulzer, knowing that Ice Palace is here, probably just does it and then does the other entrances afterwards. What was this? Oh, Paradox. Where did Paradox take us?
I mean, 2 places.
I don't think we ever saw this other...
Yeah, and he's missing...
They didn't have the mirror at the time. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Yes, Mimic Ledge.
So he's gonna find desert. There it is.
There it is, and in we go. This castle tower, second castle tower, is the most ice roddy ice rod that you could possibly have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Ganon is behind Castle Tower. So, Um, yes, you. This is a marked swearing channel. So.
I'll eat his skull woods. Hey, get moth partially and get moth more in logic.
Schulzer showing off that he understands how fire rod is much better than I.
Well, it's a good thing WallKicks doesn't need Death Warp out of here because he's got another one of those refills. He's in the recipient of some really nasty refills.
On the other hand, he at least he only has green mail. But
yeah. All right, this is probably going to be Ice Palace for Schulzer.
Yeah. Moderately unconvinced by this routing choice. The fact that he decided that starting at the was correct to get to Tower of Harry, not to this portal, is slightly questionable. Uncle and Ace, both of them dived Eastern almost immediately when they found it right at the beginning of the game for some reason. We don't know why.
And for nothing. So there's just the 2 items and the green pendant.
There was a sword in it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was Wally's first sword, so yeah.
We've had no shortage of swords in this game.
But I think it was the first check that was the sword, or maybe the second. It was pretty.
No, it was the very first one.
And Schulzer gets to save a little bit of time compared to WallKicks because that Sankheart is not going to screw him over.
Yes.
Because he's got
bear over in Ice Palace.
And no Kana Samaria in Ice Palace.
Oh, jeez.
This got me a little suspicious of that big chest for Turtle Rock.
Yeah. WallKicks using the castle as a connector to get to Kakariko.
In fact, that might be where WallKicks is going right now.
Yep.
And it's and if Kane were in Turtle Rock, it would have to be either the big chest at this point. It would have to be either the big chest or it would have to be the crystal roller room. Because with the big key, you can get to that from from either west or east. I think WallKicks has other ideas.
Turtle Rock big key is on.
Oh wait, what? Oh, he hasn't gotten the flute yet. Okay.
Yeah, he's had his boots for a while. Waiting on a good time to get and activate this flute. Still no Kane. Can't do anything new. It's worth remembering that Schulzer hasn't climbed yet.
And by the way, we've done a few different rankings of bomb jumps. This one that Schulzer's about to do, that we don't get to see nearly as much anymore. I still consider this the most important one because you do not want to be doing Ice Palace in the intended way just because you don't have a Kana Samaria.
Yeah, important. Also, actually non-trivial.
It's the first one I learned though, because
sure, it's the first one you learned because certainly at the time it was.
Yeah. Because it was free icebreaker, of course. Schulzer are going to benefit from having an Ice Palace small key in here, and we'll be able to just do the right side. Whereas WallKicks did all sorts of interesting routing. There's that Terra big key for WallKicks, so he'll probably hit Tower of Harrow pretty soon. Doesn't want the blue mail.
Yeah. He's got more than enough hearts.
I mean, he just bought a blue potion, so I guess that kind of makes up for anything that could happen with blue mail.
Back to the Dark World through our portal prepared earlier. Yeah. So our lovely tracker Shasta is putting the "Please follow the runners" command in the chat. Guys, stream this stuff. You can go watch them. And then got to thank Shasta and Winfox for tracking Ricky for making the stream work tonight. So they at least,
the real MVPs of the broadcast.
Yeah, we just have to sit here and talk about stuff, and I'm not even doing a very good job of that. So,
Those are up to 18 hearts because Crosskeys.
Yep, because they're getting pretty close to 100% to see.
I mean, it's not as bad as Retrons. We have those 4 take any's, and it's like if you don't get to 20 hearts, you're not even trying.
Yeah. So getting kind of beaten up. Penguins there. Bombs.
But yeah, that small key giving Schulzer a much more efficient Ice Palace for Schulzer. Now, WallKicks could gain some time if he skips Hera Basement, because we know there's nothing there. But that's a tough call.
Why are you going to do that? Like, yes, he would save some time, but I don't see a world in which.
No, like I said, that's way too hard a call to make. You don't want to, as you said before, this is not a great spot. You don't really want to come back here.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Yeah, WallKicks has no tracker because who needs it? The answer is me. Him having a tracker would make my life much easier. So I don't remember what else Wally has to do at all. Short of going and killing Armos.
Yeah, he's already done GT Climb, already done the back of Skullwoods. He could. No, that's it. He's got that entrance.
He's got a bunch of mirror checks and a bunch of boots.
Yeah, he's got that entrance. Most importantly and most significantly, he's got the entrance for Turtle Rock, which is Turtle Rock East over at the back of Skullwoods. Now, Schulzer...
Does Turtle Rock East get him anywhere? Yeah, I guess...
No, it gets him 2 items, because he's got the big key that Schulzer didn't have. Now, if Schulzer's thinking whether to do... Oh, he's going to do Thieves Town first for 4 items. Okay, so we're going to do this first. When Schulzer has to choose between Eastern and back of Skullwoods, Eastern has 2 items, but back of Skullwoods
takes way more than twice as long.
I was going to say, back of Skullwoods is a little bit faster.
It's also much more convenient.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like you would do Skullwoods first. Now, of course, we have a little bit of commentator bias, so we know what the answer is.
Yep.
And WallKicks he's also got those boots checked, so if he does those, he'll find this Thieves Town. Which we'll find out in a little bit, whether it's important or not.
Oh, and I can't see WallKicks resisting Thieves Town, at least front 4, but all 8 even at this point.
Yeah, I feel like it more likely he full clears it when he finds it, just because it's just more. He's done more things at the point that he'll find it than Schulzer had when he got here.
Yeah. They're into.
Oh, okay. Well, I got excited. We don't need Ice Palace 2 is one of the least important keys to the game. Like it can be in GT and like Key Sandy mode. So
it's especially unimportant in a seed where they're both full cleared.
Exactly. Like it's not even good for logic though. Like there's just nothing good to say about it. Now. What do I think? Oh, I think that was Misery Mire 3 we got there. Thanks, game. Which logically required. Hey, well, and WallKicks can't dodge blue mail forever. So Schulzer will be fine if he never checks those locations.
Now wearing an even snazzier suit than he was before.
And just piece of heart in the maiden cell.
We have not found the front of Turtle Rock, I don't believe.
No, we have not.
Or we have found Laser Bridge. Somewhere convenient. We found that ages ago.
Yeah. Which means if we won't even care about what's in the front of Turtle Rock if we can somehow manage to get a Kane go mode instead of a Castle Tower small key.
Yep.
Vanilla TR entrance is some connector or another. I forget which.
It's the
spit out of there.
the top right house in Kakariko.
I feel like the entrances we haven't seen are pretty much the Red Crystal entrance, the Pyramid Fairy, and GT entrance. Now, in the Castle Tower Small Key Hunt, GT entrance could matter.
Yep. And the bomb shop is at Ice Rod area, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And we have a flute now, so at least that's not quite as miserable. But
oh gosh, that would be in Logic without a flute. You'd have to walk the bomb all the way. That sounds horrible. Okay, so Thieves Town was nothing.
Flute 3.
Skullwoods is in this area somewhere.
No, Skullwoods is next to Link's house.
Oh, right.
We're
gonna do
Eastern.
No, Eastern isn't there. So we are gonna do Eastern first. Now, again, we're still missing 2 other items, so.
And there's no point in hovering TR yet. This is actually 3 items because the green bandit turned in.
Right.
But we're missing 2 things. The hovering, trying to skip Kane is not worth it until you get that power key. Anyway.
Yeah, if you're, I can't speak to hovering because I can't do it, but you would. I think even the top hoverers are only going to do that if it's go mode, right? Like it's go mode. I don't want to search the Kane out. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Kane at Eastern Big Chest.
Well.
So that's going to take Schulzer away from Skullwoods for a little while longer. He is going to finish this dungeon, though, because we're still missing Castle Tower Small. So that's going to get him... I think you just do Mire first. And then you go and do the other Turtle Rock things that you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, it does mean he's going to dip. He's going to go do through Turtle Rock from the middle to the front.
Yep.
Before he beats Trinex, for instance.
Which is unfortunate because, the beating Trinex gets you a free trip to the front of Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Warping is great.
Oh, right. And he hasn't done a GT climb, which we know is nothing. Ugh.
He also hasn't done the GT right side, which neither of them have. And
yeah, now GT right side might be something. But we know the climb is nothing. And here's WallKicks in Thieves Town. I imagine he'll full clear it at this point.
Yep.
I hate the GT climb enough, especially when it's there's not an extra bunch of stuff behind it. I could easily see doing that Skullwoods play before a GT climb. When you're especially looking for one item, but man, it's one item it's one quick item versus 4 slow items, but it's 4 versus 1.
GT right is also available.
And GT right. And GT right still might be something.
Yeah.
Alright, green pendant is a small key. Okay. It's a fetch quest small key. Okay, so this is gonna be a big moment. WallKicks is still gonna need to get back to Eastern to get his Cane of Samaria, which also might take a while. But yeah, we're gonna do Mire first. I think that makes total sense.
Yeah, you have to do this at some point. It's not gonna get better.
Nope.
I guess you could get silvers, but
you've got gold sword.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, this is really nice to do this. Yeah, this is
fetch quest into the next place we might want to do.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, with 2 items missing, it makes sense to do this first. Skullwoods is now completely in Logic, which could send him there. Although I don't know if he has 3 Smallwood smalls.
It says so on his tracker.
Okay, well there you go. He has 3 Skullwood small.
By the way, we're 207 to this seed.
This is not a fast seed.
It's not a fast seed. I feel like I don't actually have the stats open. I kind of would see it. I would love to know what these guys' slowest finish is so far this tournament, because I bet you we're not far off it, and we certainly won't be far off by the time this is finished. So. Yeah,
Crosskeys has become really variable. Because I mean, there was a time when just anything sub 2 was really impressive, and now it's relatively commonplace for these top runners to get a sub 2.
Yeah.
But it's not that unusual to not get a sub 2, like, because
but like,
when you have vanilla hook shot and a second dip into Eastern for your Kana Samaria, those kind of things.
But I do like 215 is unusually slow.
For the top players, yes.
For these top players, yeah. It's made signing up for commentary much easier, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
These things don't take 3 hours anymore. Bonk. I certainly haven't been tracking it. Is there anything? Can there be anything at GT main?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
My history of, like, a friend of mine gave me a really nice web page where you can track the entrance, the item entrances you could find. And my experience with that was, 1, often forgetting to actually mark them, and 2, not being sure whether I actually remembered to mark them or not. So it actually was pretty useless and cost me time. So if I'm playing casually, I'll try to make it work. But
Fear Agent, you have exposed the fundamental problem for Schulzer, that he does not have it. It's in Muffin. The Turtle Rock Big Key is the one thing that WallKicks currently has that Schulzer doesn't. And Mothula's convenient for Schulzer at sort of any moment, but it's how long does it take to trickle up to the top of his to-do list?
yeah, he's gonna. We haven't with the Kana Samaria. He's got a bunch of Turtle Rock. He's got right side GT that he can do, and then at some point there could be a decision between Moth versus GT Climb, which we know is nothing because WallKicks has done it.
Neither one of them has done GT right.
And yes, you've correctly deduced again. It's at Lumberjack. Okay, Schulzer, where are we going? Okay, this looks like it's GT. Whether he will just do the right side or climb, we'll see.
Samaria was Eastern Palace, big chest.
Yep. I'm trying to think what else WallKicks has left. He's going to probably end up in Eastern relatively soon. And then he's just going to be able to do TR.
In the optimal order. But
okay, we're going to do Tile Room right now. We are going to do Tile Room first.
this is the sort of standard,
I think most people do this. Sometimes, I think at Go -1, maybe you go do the Compass Room and then come back to this, but like it's not that big a difference unless there's just something there in Compass. You're not expecting 2 things to be there. Yeah, so WallKicks is going to get his Kana Samaria very shortly.
Now, then he's 1 item from Gumbo, 2 items.
Yeah.
Which means he's still beating Armos and so on and so forth.
Okay.
They both read head and know that it's nothing. By the way, that was the maybe last outstanding small key. Yan is a lumberjack, yes, Strassi. Hence us talking about Castle Towers.
Yep. Alright. Container. Small key to Castle Tower. Okay.
Right.
There is
so
that. Okay, yeah, so I think that's really good for WallKicks.
How long
Although he probably does Meyer and TR first. Oh, this is really good for WallKicks now. Schulzer's going to go ahead and climb and get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, WallKicks is going to do... he's going to do Meyer. He's going to do... probably... Actually, I would guess maybe does Turtle Rock first. And then does Meyer. The order doesn't really matter. He's going to full clear him.
Yes,
then it's easy to just make the decision to go here. Where Schulzer The one positive for Schulzer is he's going to have Canis-Mario Go mode. So the stuff in Turtle Rock just doesn't matter anymore. Sorry, not Canis-Mario. He's going to have the Turtle Rock Big Key Go mode, which means because the entrance, since we haven't found the front entrance to Turtle Rock, he's not going to get distracted by that. Like,
yeah, he ain't never doing those first two tests. So that's minor positive, but unfortunately for him, this might be WallKicks going straight to GT.
That's interesting. Okay. So quick 4 checks and does save him doing... no, it's not. Okay. So, if I'm WallKicks, where is he going? I would do Meyer first. Because what if front of Turtle Rock is at GT?
Yep.
That is a thing that can still happen. Wait, what? Oh, is he confirming?
That's the... Did I really write this down correctly? Yeah, check right there. I guess you were walking up to here.
It's right here. This is fine.
That's paying 20 seconds for...
Yeah, I don't think he ever did check it, but he's seen every other drop down, so you don't have to check it. But maybe he wants to double check, you know? Do I really need this castle tower? Yeah, because this would be go.
You would feel if you went hunting for that castle tower key and you didn't need
it. Allison now offering $5 toward the crowdfunding for a nap for Wally. Has he been up like all night or something?
It's daytime. Is Wally in Europe?
I don't think so.
It's like midday.
I know, right?
Silvers.
Free silvers. That's nice. We'll have an easier Vinny fight, you know? Well, I mean, he's got gold sword in the game. It's not like he was going to have a hard Vinny fight.
No. It saves.
Actually, I only got 3 arrows, so he might not have that good a Vinny fight.
Schulzer.
With following on Moldnorm 2 with gold sword.
So a bunch of the top 16 went on vacation during this tourney because it's in the summertime and Europeans take summer holidays. At least some of the top runners are European.
Okay, so Schulzer now out of GT. Where we go? What else does he have?
Turtle Rock.
No, he doesn't have. He doesn't have any Turtle Rock.
He doesn't have the big key, but he can go through it from the middle or the back.
Oh, that's so awful.
Yes.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, I was thinking he's not going to ever do the front because he's going to do it from here too. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a big ouch. This, like, if he went straight to Skullwoods from here, he's ahead. I don't think he's ahead anymore. Even if,
I mean, as Chad is very pointing out, this is way slower than just going in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like,
I mean, maybe
I guess there's this chest.
Oh, he had the mirror out for a second. I thought maybe he was just going to go ahead and leave after that chest.
Oof, I say. The story is that Schulzer needs to go to Skullwoods back and defeat Mothra, and he ain't gonna.
And WallKicks needs to go to right side GT, which he probably does do.
Yes, well, eventually. But sooner the Schulzer gets to to Moth. And this is going to be a bad time.
Yeah, and in WallKicks' case, he'll be go -1. I think you skip tile room in that situation and do it after you've done the right side check.
Yeah. Well, yes, I think you're right.
Schulzer are going to get the bad news really soon. It also doesn't help Schulzer that he has those all four of the Turtle Rock small keys. Because this part right here isn't even in logic if you can't get to it unless you have all the Turtle Rock small keys. Okay, so as WallKicks is about to do Vidi, Schulzer is really close to getting the bad news that this is not the answer.
My dreams of seeing the Ganon's Tower main entrance shattered, by the way, by them finally finding all the pieces.
Now, chat's saying Castle Tower is next for Schulzer, but I don't think so. He's not getting any better. I mean, he can do it now. It doesn't matter when you do it. You have to do it. But he's seen both items.
And, yeah. And it's not like it drops you anywhere useful. Here's Skullwoods. So actually, we're back to
really even. WallKicks is going. I mean, I don't know what else WallKicks has other than right side GT with Canis and Maria. I mean, everything. I mean, pretty much what the runners have done has made sense. They're both gonna near last location the things that they need. Where is this? Oh, has he not checked this out?
Desert Right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think.
No, WallKicks hasn't. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't done this entrance. Oh,
Saha.
Oh,
it's Agaturning. Or Green.
Now he's got the desert right to do before doing right side GT if he wants to. But Schulzer's about to be in go mode. Does need to kill Trinex, whereas WallKicks, once he gets that small key, is going to be able to just go straight to the Castle Tower.
Yeah, but Trinex is not...
I mean,
it's a bit of a hike back to the entrance, but this is quite close.
Yes.
Remember those 30 seconds that WallKicks squandered not doing Diver Down for no apparent reason?
Oh yeah, there's that. And also, remember the... well, and then does he do Tower?
Yeah.
Oh, Schulzer with the mirror portal save.
That is excellent.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That is actually really, really good. Good heads up play by Schulzer. They're going to be going through Castle Tower really close together. WallKicks is not doing tile room.
Yeah. So
again, I really like that. At go -1, I really like that call.
He's going to be ahead by 20 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
No, more than that. There's a fanfare that Schulzer has to sit through too, so... Alright.
Not sure what else he's looking for here.
21:52. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he needs arrows.
Oh, fair. Yeah, he's got one arrow. Nice. Who knows where all the arrow parts are in Castle Tower?
So, roof silvers are on Trinex, as we will see momentarily. So, WallKicks enters Castle Tower. 22-22-32.
Oh. Runner Turtle Rock is just right here. How did we not see that?
We must just have not seen that.
not noticed it. Wow. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Which means Schulzer is closer than we even thought because he's just.
Schulzer entered.
It's like 3 rooms behind.
2:22:50 something, so 20 something seconds behind.
CT guess game which pot has Wally's arrows. Yeah, gosh, even NMG, I can't think of. I don't think NMG picks up any arrow pots here, so like, and even NMG runners probably not gonna know necessarily where those arrows are. Also, Gold Sword Castle Tower is kind of nice if you have to do it.
Yeah, it's a bit easier. And a lamp, and like.
I know, right?
All the things.
Oh, there's the arrows from WallKicks. He's fine now. 6 is more than enough. Yeah, in the end, yeah, Schulzer doing that trip all the way up Turtle Rock. It's, you know, hard last locating the Turtle Rock big key.
Schulzer having presence of mind to use the bloomerang there for very marginal benefit. WallKicks doing quite well getting around the room before the animation started.
And as y'all know, they will get the same number of blue balls here, so not going to be any advantage or disadvantage there.
Assuming that neither of them screws up.
I mean...
Oh man, Schulzer, that's an excellent...
If you mess up Aga 1 with 19 hearts...
I now make it at 21 seconds behind for Schulzer. There's no time to be made up here.
Oh gosh, advice from someone who's been there before: do not mirror 5 hits into Aga. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened.
All right, so I don't know if we have someone to run a prediction, or if predictions are even still a thing. Are predictions still a thing on Twitch?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Collection rate. Set the over/under number. Oh, great co-commentator.
I don't know how to do it. Well, I'm not a mod, so I can't do it.
No. Right, you have to pick the number, and then we can make Ricky.
Okay. How about 197, I'll say.
All right. Then hopefully Ricky can make that happen.
Okay. Oh, now everybody's saying like 180, so now I'm not so happy with that number. Let's make it 190 just to make it a little bit harder. As everybody's already saying like under.
Gotta stick to your guns. I'm gonna value bet over.
Yeah, that's a good point. Whose clear rate we're using? We use Wally because he's ahead?
It's clearly the winner's clear rate.
Okay, fair enough.
So.
A lot of warps, but we're gonna have the same warps on both sides there too.
There's not a lot of variance in this.
Nope.
Unfortunately for Schulzer.
Yeah, that if WallKicks hadn't gotten that drop of arrows, especially now that he missed one, that could have mattered.
Double.
One last arrow to finish him off. You know, so the big things in the end, WallKicks not doing tile room in GT. And then Schulzer going and doing that Turtle Rock check at the front. And WallKicks going to clock in with an official time of 2:27:36. Schulzer going to be right behind him at 2:27:53. Spoilers,
So-
he doesn't fall off the bridge.
23 seconds.
Yep.
No 30-second ties in this.
Yeah, that's a tile room play if WallKicks does tile room.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of choices, even pretty late, that make 23 seconds worth of
Oh
difference.
yeah, I mean there's a lot of little things, but yeah, like I said, go -1 just makes total sense to skip that tile room, and you did.
So Schulzer caught up about 8 seconds
Mhm.
from when they entered Castle Tower.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which not enough, but boy.
But I mean, there were a whole lot of little things, like the fact that WallKicks was able to get the pod big key at Zora, and was able to single dip pod. That was a big factor.
Well, this is one of the times I can point at someone not doing Houlihan and therefore not having Zora money being really important. Right? Like Schulzer totally would have checked Zora.
Oh yeah, he was there. Like you don't. Yeah, you don't typically skip Zora there in that situation when you have the money. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that double dip a pod not being good. Still, I mean that looked for a while like that was gonna sink him, and then in the end, just I think he hard last located that Skullwoods play. WallKicks did it with the lamp out of logic, not knowing whether it was a pendant or a crystal. Schulzer chose not to.
Didn't have a lamp at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I think,
by
the time he had access, I think he knew it was a pendant.
Yeah.
And it's a much harder sell to do that play with the lamp when it's a pendant than when it's a crystal.
Good evening, Schulzer. GG's. That's a hard
GG.
loss. I don't know if Wally is just immediately going to bed, or
nah, he's at a friend's place and just doesn't have a microphone on him.
Okay.
Then congratulations to him, and we hear that he needs a nap, so WallKicks go sleep. You guys diverted so much, and then you were both choked so hard.
Yes.
At a couple of points. Was that the literal last place Totoro?
Yeah, for the Turtle Becky was my last location. Yes.
Yes.
I know there's a Maya. I know there's a Maya Small in the TR pictures.
Yeah.
Because
that's right.
That's the last thing you can click on.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, that is correct. That is exactly what that is. Oh my god.
Why Totoro from the back?
If the big key
before...
is there, if the big key is there, I think it's faster because I don't have to go back to the port line and I can just mirror back. But if it's not there, it's slower.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, shout out to that portal you put by the laser bridge entrance to get back as quick as you did after you did find the big key.
That was well done. So really early, you went connector, and WallKicks didn't, and so you guys were super divergent at the beginning. He got the first glove well before you got hammer for ages. How about that moon? we saw you holding up 3 fingers. Just
The Moon Pearl? No, that was.
No, it was not the Moon Pearl. It was the
Solar. I had 3 things left in the game. That was Solar, the Blind Side Out, Ensigns, and Perpetrators.
Yeah.
Was all I had left at that point. I was so mad the entire time. Like, what should I do? Like, where's the stuff? I have 5 pot mods and pot had nothing. And oh look, a pot wiki. I wonder where my progression is. And then I luckily went. Really unfortunate. I went to the other place before going to Port, because if I go to Port, find my Swamp Palace small key, I go to Swamp Palace and find nothing because I don't have the Swamp Palace big key from the next check.
Yep. Yeah, shout outs to the Shoutouts to the vanilla hookshot, which anybody that played the Retrons last night has experience with, because we had that too.
The fact this is, I think, one of the few times I've seen someone get punished, hula-handing or otherwise rounding up money before going to Zora area in a seed.
Mm-hmm.
WallKicks started immediately did hula hand, actually mattered. On the other hand, WallKicks didn't have $80 for like 20 minutes.
Game, yeah, that was. I mean, Dig Game didn't have anything useful, but yeah, he started trying to use the shovel to dig some rupees to get from like 74 to 80, and then gave up on it. It was kind of funny.
But yeah, you hard isolated Zora, and in a lot of ways, the fact that the seed. I don't remember what WallKicks got stuck on, but he was stuck at about the same.
Yeah, you were in Swamp at about the same time. I think you got in there a little bit faster. I was very amused because I think I saw you say in the race room, gotta remember not to do Specky Clip.
Well, I thought the same.
No Specky Clip this seed.
But actually, sorry, I want to just ask, you're a no hula-hand ever guy. Why?
I don't think about it, but I got 300 bucks early, so I never had the intention to go for Huli at that point, because I wanted to check either that go to Kakazika from the top again and check all that stuff, and then I had flippers, and then that sucks, and now I can't tune in anymore, and I have almost the exact money that I can buy Zelda, but I don't if I Huli in anyway, so it kind of worked out, but then it obviously didn't. Like, if I get so much, like usually you can load Zelda in any way or form in later, if you get a mirror boots to go back there faster, but this seed just had it all in for me, it felt like.
Yeah, you probably really wanted, I mean, as it turns out you really did want, but you were probably thinking, come on, mirror on Catfish, right? And then you just do all that stuff at once.
Yeah, I think if I go back to Zelda sooner, no, this seed just sucked.
I mean,
I don't
know if you go back to Zora sooner,
I mean, but
why would you do that, right? Like, there's just no reason to be doing that. It's a kind of unfortunate thing that happens sometimes in Randomizer and in Crosskeys in particular, where orphaning something is sometimes just correct, and then sometimes you just get punished. So, Tracy, you said the over-under at 197, and the correction rate on WallKicks' side is 198.
I was off by one. Nice. I was worried. I was worried when chat's like, no, it's like 180.
I might have more, but I probably don't.
The fluffer.
I have more. Yes.
Is this your slowest time in this tournament, Schulzer?
It might. I know I had another seed where I last occasioned everything. Like where I also did 216 out of 216 checks in the Smith phase. It was earlier on. I don't know exactly. It probably was around the time as well. Like even like with how the seed went, 227 is not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah. No, but it's still much higher than I'd expect for runners of you and WallKicks' caliber. And the fact you finished within 17 seconds wasn't like one of you were just being completely incompetent. It's just that seed was ass.
I mean, fortunately for you, just game one. So anything you might do different in game two, you're just gonna like given how close the race was, just keep things the same.
I'm gonna still connect a dive. It worked out fine the entire seed until it didn't. Like it actually worked out well.
We had a lot of
information early. Finding the open early, but then it kinda like if I get Pearl, I could get Pearl earlier if I go back to Hazukaze sooner. But then last occasion Hazukaze small first was the biggest hold off. Like if I get Hazukaze small before, I probably check. I go to Hazukaze with the Moon Pearl out, and then I have the glove when I'm up there to spy the cave the first time.
Yeah, we were.
And
we
then,
were.
it might work out better for me. Like that's
I mean,
the thing that could have gone better.
We were surprised to see you steal the key, and then you got kicked out, which sucked for you. But why steal the key there?
Because GT is blocking the basement, and at that point it felt okay. I didn't want to commit to anything. The route was not finished, so I couldn't really death swap or anything. So I just said, let's get a logical check. I might go back there at some point. I don't know where my connectors are. I might even do it after I find like a Dark World connector from Hyrule Castle, and then I death swap anyway. So I can do it after, and I have to go back there again, which is not perfect, I guess. But so I assured myself to get the logical check, and if I have like a Dark World connector, I go back and probably do the Dark World stuff. I have a sword. I can do that easily at that point, and if there's nothing there, I can hard reset, and if not, I spend the key at that point, and the Hyrule Castle smoke will spawn at some point, and at that point, when I got the mood player, I knew, okay, I need to go back there. There's either a glove there or the mirror, and I really want that at that moment.
Just two chatters reminded me. WallKicks twice in the game got set up a death ward.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was excellent, including at the back of the
Hyrule
castle. And he took like 8 hits from the rats before bomb.
Or switching the bomb. It was sad. And the other one was the sand cart in Castle Tower. You didn't have mirror yet. So.
Yeah. I think like the one decision I should have stick to with what I did is like skipping Ice Palace before I found Kane. And I probably should have just stick to that sentiment, go do my pendant dungeons, go look for the Castle Tower Small, and then hit Kane, and then maybe have that 1 minute over WallKicks. Like that was probably the moment that I not lost speed, but that where I could have decided to wait one more time.
Your ice was a little faster because you did have a small key that he didn't, but yeah, I mean it's not the faster that Icebreaker would have made it.
I was surprised that you didn't do Hookshot Cave before.
Yeah, that was just a minor mistake. I was like, oh, I forgot Hookshot Cave, and then I'm like, that sucks.
Okay, cool, excellent.
I mean, sometimes it's just that's just what happens, right?
I mean, I got a boost, but yeah, I could have gotten me another before that. That would have been another 30 seconds there or a minute. Just the small mistakes, like even probably TR play. Yep. In hindsight, I should have timed it. Like it would have saved me probably around, I guess, like 20 seconds to go to get the TR big in front, and I probably lost a minute by doing that. But it was like 3-1, so I guess if the TR big is there, I probably win this race. If it's not there, I don't know. If I don't ask the TR big, I most certainly win. And I had enough times where I could have done the scouts, but it's actually not true.
Well,
just do it before Eastern, for example.
Yeah, having the map.
There was a bunch of time you could have gotten over there.
Having the map before you had a fire source to actually do it didn't help.
WallKicks, actually, his last location was Castle Tower Key in GT, right? So you guys didn't even wind up in the same spot. So.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, he probably climbed early, I guess.
Yeah.
He climbed immediately.
He climbed immediately.
You guys actually were in GT at the same time.
Yep,
the
first time for the left side.
So. All right. When's game 2? Is it scheduled?
Tomorrow, 1 p.m. EDT.
Nice.
So
then
almost the same time, a little bit earlier.
All right. Then hope to see everyone tomorrow. I might even be here. I haven't looked to check the schedule. So.
Good luck to you in that game 2, and also to WallKicks. It was a fun race to call, and I'm sure it'll be a good race tomorrow. And
I will thank Ricky for hosting and setting everything up, and he can do the rest of playing us out.
Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you to our runners, WallKicks and Schulzer. Thank you to our commentators, Excalibur and Tracy M. And thank you to our trackers, Windfox and Shasta. Everyone did a fantastic job. That was a great race to watch. Coming up on ZSR, over on ZSR 2, we have a Majora's Mask Randomizer standard tournament match between the other section and Icola starting up in just a few minutes. So we're going to be rating them. For Crosskeys, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, we have A Link to the Past, I just said that. Link to Pass Randomizer Crosskeys tournament match between Area and Top Life, Game 2. Going to be really hype. Hope everyone wants to check that out. And then also tomorrow at 11:45 a.m., there's another Majora's Mask Randomizer tournament match between Tony Big Blind and Andrea. And then Schulzer versus WallKicks Game 2 is also tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of stuff on the schedule for Saturday. Hope everyone finds something they want to watch. And with that, we're going to go and sign off here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful time, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!